Hey everyone! Had to reset my microphone because my laptop, or you could say Windows, decided, as usual, that it would go ahead and restart without my permission. I had everything set up, everything ready to go, and then when I sat down at the computer, everything was reset. So I had to quickly reopen everything and reset my settings because Windows is just kind of stupid sometimes. Still can't stand working on a Mac. I'm sorry, guys. If I'm doing 2D editing work, it's fine. But for most everything else, it's just too difficult to work on a Mac. And they're overpriced, so. But that's not the main reason. Even if I were super rich, I wouldn't be buying a Mac. I would have a really awesome custom built PC that would just blow anything Mac could do out of the water. As you can see, I have a new layout. But I've got some hot water going in the other room, guys, and I have to run in there and use the toilet, get my hot water for my coffee, and I'll be right back as quick as I can. I'll try to get finished before the first pitch. Give me just a moment, all right? Be right back. Hey, Daniel, thank you for being here. right, I am back. Did I make it back before the first pitch? That's the big question. Whew, whew. So busy this morning. Let's see here. Yes, Ryan Gusto is on the mound. I'm sure he is warming up right now. We're just about to get started, and guys, if you'll notice on the screen, I have a completely new layout. For my scoreboard. Something new I'm trying out today. My hope is that this new layout works automatically. So far the information is correct. We'll see if it updates like it's supposed to. Fingers crossed. Gusto's first pitch of the day is a little high and outside, but called a strike. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the next pitch. Mike Toshman is at the plate. That's in there too. Nice pitch. So far I'm liking this new layout simply because I'm able to do full screen for the game. I can see the whole game up here. It's really nice. The only thing that I don't see on the screen is I don't see an update on the pitch count. Next pitch is a ball. Barely misses. That could have been a strike 3. Look how close that was. Right at the top of the zone. That should have been a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes a pitch. High and outside. I'm going to try to restart this browser here. See if I can get it to refresh. Yeah, it's not scraping the info yet, so that's unfortunate. I was hoping to try it out, but I didn't have enough time this morning. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a 3-2 count. Gusto has a strikeout. 1 up and 1 down. Well, first pitch to Michael Vargas is a fastball fouled away for strike 1. I might have to temporarily get a scoreboard on the screen for you guys from ESPN while I try to get the API information worked out. Next pitch is high for ball 1, 1-1. 1 away so far in the top of the first. Toshman striking out. Miguel Vargas at the plate with a 1-1 count. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Just a little outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gusto. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Sergio, hello. Thank you. I have some work to do. Obviously, it's not working properly. If you guys know what an API is, that's a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gusto. There's an automatic service. You can actually pull the info. It's called scraping. But use this API. It's kind of like coding. It automatically pulls the information from like MLB or whatever. Swing and a miss. Heck yes. Look at that. 2 strikeouts in a row for Gusto in the top of the first. Anyway, the reason that I was telling you about the scraping and the API is because all of this information on the screen, the team, the opponent, the score, the innings, the strikes, the balls, the outs, etc., all of that, the base runners, the batter, all of those things, all of that information is available in real time. Benintendi grounds it to first base. Walker grabs it easy, no problem, steps on the base. 3 up and 3 down for Gusto in the top of the first. That's how we start things out right there. All right, guys, it's that time of the day again. It's that time of the day again where we take bets, okay? Let's see here. Start a poll. It's the first inning. The Astros will score at least 1 run. Not score as usual. Not score. Oh, let's say not score. No base runners. And then the last one is strand at least 1 base runner. Let's do one more option. Strand multiple base runners. Okay, there we go. There's our quick poll for the first inning, guys. Our first inning poll. What do you think? Brendan says UFC ESPN. I will try it, but basically, let's see here. Pulling the information is different than just doing a screenshot. These things are different. Window capture. Window capture. Window capture. Display capture part. There we go. Boom, let's do that. Boom, let's do that. And we'll put it at the top right there, just like that. So we can at least have that. Boom. Okay. All right. Jeremy Pena is retired, just like that. As soon as I come back from getting the scoreboard up. What in the world is going on here? That's not supposed to be on the screen right now. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. All right. Isaac Paredes is at the plate. Here's the pitch. 2 balls and no strikes to Isaac Paredes. Hey, hard hit by Paredes. All the way to the wall in left field. He's going for 2. He's got it easy. Wasn't handled very cleanly off the wall, so Paredes has himself a double. All right, so the Astros actually have a base runner now. The big question is, are they going to strand him or bring him in? All right, guys. All right, Jose Altuve at the plate. Takes that first pitch outside, but he calls it a strike. Figures. The ball was at least 1 inch completely outside of the zone. Good job, ump. I don't have my coffee or my coffee basket in here. I have neither. Hey, Jose Altuve hits it way out to the wall. It's off the wall, left center field. Hey, how about that? Jose Altuve with a double. Paredes can trot home. Man. What team is this? Man, he clobbered that ball. Bounced right on the warning track there. Line drive shot straight to the wall for Altuve. Pretty nice so far. I'm liking this. Yainer Diaz is now at the plate. Takes that first pitch a little inside. Could have gone either way, but called ball 1. Almost said strike 1. Here comes the next pitch. Altuve on second. This is grounded foul for strike 1. 1-1 is the count. Just 1 out so far. We have an opportunity to score another run here. I guess I should swap the logos on the screen. I've got the logos on opposite sides. 1 ball, 1 strike to Diaz. Jose's trying to steal third. Oh, man, he should have had that one. He's going to have to go back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like Altuve could have had third easily, but Diaz spoiled it with that foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Altuve on second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Come on, Yainer. Are you kidding me? 2 outs. Let me see if I can switch these logos on the screen. Christian Walker comes to the plate. First pitch is a little in the dirt. Walker actually batting 5th today. They moved him down just a little. Not quite sure why they put Diaz in front of him. I mean, Diaz is doing better, but not by a substantial margin. I'd rather move Myers up. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Walker. Whoa, it's crushed. That's gone. That's a no-doubter all the way up. Oh, it's on the railroad tracks. Christian Walker with a 2-run home run in the first. The Astros are up 3-0. Yes. That's what we're talking about. Crushed. The 1-0 count pitch completely crushed. That ball was gone. Look at that. 89 slider right in the middle of the plate. That pitcher knew as soon as he threw it. He put his arms up like, oh my God. Look at this ball towering out there to left field. All the way up onto the railroad tracks. Boom. 3-0. The Batman Caratini's at the plate. The first pitch is little outside for ball 1. What a nice game so far. Next pitch to Caratini will come in just a moment. He stepped out of the box to take a break. Holy cow. Well, let's go ahead and close the poll. We can end the poll. That pitch is fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Caratini. Next pitch is right in there. Strike two. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The curveball finding its spot. 80 miles per hour. Come on, Batman. Outside. 2-2. Here comes the next pitch. Tapped down the first base side, but foul. Count remains 2-2. Three to nothing. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs on Caratini. Here's the toss from Burke. Tapped foul again down the first baseline. Wow, what an inning so far, man. Everybody coming through. 24 people listening in. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like the live stream. Only 12 likes. That's a terrible ratio. 24 people following and only 12 likes. Come on, make me proud. Caratini fouls it off again. "20 pitches now for Burke. Here comes the 21st. Hit up the middle. Burke has it. He can just lob it over to the first baseman. He puts it away for out number 3, but not before the Astros tack on 3 in the first inning. Can you believe it? What team is this? Good stuff right there. I'm going to go in here and grab my coffee filter, coffee basket rather, and my coffee bag, coffee grounds. If I can speak the right terms, that would be nice. I'll be right back, guys. Go Stros, 3-0 going to the bottom of the first. For those of you not following my other channel, my Japan channel, about this old house that I live in and my life here in Japan, I got my hot water and my shower going yesterday. I took a hot shower last night for the first time since I've been back at this house. It's been almost a month since I've been able to take a shower here. First strike from Gusto is in there for strike 1 against Joshua Palacios. I've been going to like the Net Cafe and the onsen. Don't get me wrong, I love the onsen, but fouled off at the plate for strike 2. Nice curveball by Gusto there. I like going to the onsen, but the problem is it's 45 minutes away from here, and it costs basically $5 or $6 every time you go, right? Can't afford that every day, or even, I mean, once a week is okay. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Woo, just barely missed a few inches inside. Surprised he didn't go for it. Whoops, I forgot to put that back on the screen. Not sure why. Low and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch on the way. Hit up the middle. Big gap between Altuve and Pena. It's going to be a single. Leadoff single for the Dirty Sox. Gusto wants to change the ball. He doesn't have a good feeling with that one. It's kind of one of those things I think is a little strange. Sometimes whenever the ball it's hit and it's in play and then it goes back to the pitcher uses it to throw to the next guy. But when it's in the dirt, they always switch it out. Could be a double play. Pena, Altuve to first. They got him. How about that? Louis Robert Jr. is doubled up by Gusto, Pena, and Altuve. All the way over to Walker. How do you like that? Good play all around. Nice job. 2 away. Love this D. Loving me some Astros D. The next batter is Kyle Teal. First pitch is high. Ball 1. One-0 pitch on the way. Hey, check swing called a strike. 1-1. Kyle Teal, kind of a newbie, batting .300, but he doesn't have many at bats, so take it with a grain of Mediterranean sea salt. Take it with a grain of Himalayan pink sea salts. Sea salts. Himalayan sea salts. Okay, good luck finding those. If you can find Himalayan sea salts, then you have some kind of secret that I don't know. Himalayan pink sea salts. 2 balls and 1 strike to Teal. That's in there. 90 miles an hour on the cutter. Speaking of cutting, that's the opposite of what my jokes are doing right now. My jokes, are they cutting? Are they on the cutting edge? Cutting edge of nonsense. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Teal, check swing. Did he go around? No, not that time. Safe, says the third base ump. That's a full count. 23 pitches now for Gusto. Not a bad total, especially if he gets the strikeout right here. Astros are up 3-0. We might be about to go into the bottom of the second. Here's the full count pitch from Gusto. Ooh, just barely misses on the outside edge. The 90 mile an hour cutter cuts a little too deep. We got ourselves another base runner. 2 outs. Kyle Teal on first base. Tim Elko is coming up to bat in just a moment. First pitch to Elko. 94 fastball right in the center of the plate. That's called a strike. 3 hits for the Stros, 1 hit for the Dirty Sox. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's right in there. Another fastball in the top of the zone, fouled off. He tried for it. God bless his heart. God bless his little heart. He's swinging. He's out there swinging his little bat. He's swinging his little bat. That's what my mom would always say. Look at him out there swinging his little bat. Hey, strike 3. Look at him swinging his little bat. Well, you did your best. You know, you're swinging your little bat. You know, good job, Gusto. He gets through 2. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good in the Astros neighborhood. Let's see what we got going on in the live chat. Anything interesting? Brendan says, wow. Brendan says, also, Gusto, please be good. He's good so far. He's solid through 2. Sergio says, I have the Astros winning today's game 7-3, but I'll be more than happy for the Astros to prove me wrong and over-deliver on the runs. Ditto. I agree. Sergio says greetings to everyone joining the live chat. Let's go Astros. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Let's see here. We've got 23 people following and listening in right now. 17 likes on the live stream. 3 more to get to 20 already, guys. Thank you so much. Please help me out by liking the live stream if you have not done so already. And the more the channel grows, the faster I can do some things that I really need to do. Not just for life, but for the channel. But the good thing is that, the main thing, rather, I guess you could say, is that the faster the channel grows, the more that I can do in many areas. Because in my house and in my life and things like that, the things that are going on around here, obviously my health is number one. I'm doing my best to recover. I wasn't given a good prognosis by my doctor, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on I don't want to die. I'm not interested in dying. Dying is not interesting to me. What is interesting to me is recovering, being a miracle to my doctors and to the people around me, and living a full life, living to be 100 years old, always doing the things that I love to do. And right now, it just so happens that I felt led to do Astros live play-by-play callings. I will tell you guys this. I like sports. I grew up playing sports. I always loved... Actually, I love playing sports a lot more than I like watching them. But right now, because of my condition, I can't really do that. Jake Myers is at the plate. First pitch is a little high, but strike one. But anyway, as much as I love the Astros and as much as I love sports, it is just a game. It is just a game. But the Astros is part of my childhood. Swing and a miss by Myers. 86-mile-per-hour slider. 0-2 is the count. Because the Astros is the main team that has remained a part of my life since I was a kid, I can hang on to it and enjoy it. Just enjoy it. That's all. I just want to enjoy it. Swing and a miss. That's a rare strikeout for Myers. I was looking at some numbers last night on a stat website. Yeah, 8 games with only 2 strikeouts for Jake Myers. Myers has one of the best batting records right now for the Astros in the way of strikeouts. Cam Smith takes that first pitch outside for ball 1. They mentioned Cam Smith having a 3-game hitting streak. Is that really a streak? 3 games? Not a big deal. Curveball, that one found the strike zone, 1-1. Cam is batting .246. It's not good, but better than 200. Fouls that one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Next pitch on the way. Fouled off again. Count remains 1-2. Bit Dog. What's up, Bit Dog? Every time I think of the name Bit Dog, I picture like a bridle you put on a horse. You know, the bit. Cam Smith hits this one into right field, but that's easily playable. Soft fly ball. Out number 2. Toshman puts it away. Toshman. Touche, Toshman. Fox at Bat says, hi, everyone. Go Astros. Fox at Bat, good day to you. Mark, Astros buddy. Another Astros buddy. Welcome in. Jacob, melt on. How about melt off? Melt off. First pitch is outside for ball 1. 30 pitches now for Burke. Here comes the next pitch to melt on. Catches the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1. Melt off. Looks like he was getting in the... Oh, they changed the ball. He was getting in the batter's box there and then got out. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Melton. Man, I don't know what's going on with Melton, but he really needs to take some more BP. For those of you who don't know what BP is, it's batting practice. He has trouble getting the bat on the ball recently, striking out way too much. One of the highest, if not the highest on the team. Fouls this one off. 97 inside. Count is 1-2. He needs to work with Mr. Miyagi. Melt on, melt off. I start to get saucy when I've had coffee. Hey, up and in. Ball 2, 2-2. The 96 mile per hour pitch missing. Bid is for my Bitcoin days. No more of that these days. I understand. Swing and a miss. Melton strikes out again. He continues the streak. Melting down. I hate to say it. I guess the only positive way to look at Jacob Melton right now is to say, listen, you can get better. You can only go up from here. Where you're at right now, you can only go up. His batting average is 167. Now, I know that he hasn't had many at-bats, but if you look at the amount, the percentage, okay, the percentage of strikeouts and the percentage of swings and misses, it's really insane. The way he's been performing in the MLB is absolutely nothing like what he was doing in the minors. He's clearly not in his element right now. He's not in his right frame of mind, so I think the Astros need to work with him on some BP, some batting practice. 23 people following along right now. Thank you for being here. We are now at the end of the second, going into the top of the third. Astros up 3-0. How do you like that? In the top of the third. One more like to get me to 20. If you haven't liked the live stream, please do so. By the way, I have a really cool plan. I was thinking about, all of these channels that have all these backdrops, and they hang up all their paraphernalia, Oh, I'm the biggest fan, they have like flags and posters and bobbleheads and all sorts of crap in the background. And then you have those guys that do like the gaming channels. They have all of the Nintendo and PlayStation and all of that stuff in the background. And then you have the guys in Japan that have like all the anime stuff in the background and all of that. Whatever. All the paraphernalia. I was thinking about how I should set up my space because this is just a temporary space in my house. First pitch to Josh Rojas from Gusto is hit right through the gap. Holy cow. They wasted no time getting a runner on. Single. Rojas is on base. No outs. Don't start the inning like that, off like that, Gusto. Don't do that to me, Gusto. That's not mucho gusto. Vinny Capra comes to the plate. First pitch to him on the way. Right in there, 93 mile per hour fastball, strike one. But what I was saying is, this room right here is my temporary bedroom. And every room is huge like this, but when I get my full-time space set up, I want to have a really nice background, and I figured out what I want to do. I'm not going to tell you guys yet, though. I want to, but I feel like if I tell you guys, it'll slow me down. Whenever you plan to do something, you should just keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself and do it. Remember I said that. If you have a plan to do something, don't tell anybody about it. You just go and you do it. They can find out when you're done. 1 strike to Capra. Capybara. Vinny Capybara. Outside. Do you guys even know what a capybara is? Capybara? If you're in Texas, I'm sure you do. You must know what a capybara is. Have you ever seen one? If you have, I would imagine that's pretty scary. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Gusto. Capybara fouls it high in the air. Is that playable? Christian Walker seems like he has room. He's got it. There we go. Out number 1. Gusto puts away the capybara. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I'm thinking of the wrong animal. I'm sorry. I was thinking about a completely different animal. Capybaras are native to South America. Not, I'm so broken. I was thinking about something completely different. Gusto throws over to first base. The runner gets back. Rojas. Wait on the first pitch to Mike Toshman. He's 0 for 1 today. Here comes the lob from Gusto. A little high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chupacabra, yes, Bit Dog, yes! That's what I meant. Thank you. Chupacabra is what I meant. Thank you. You were there for me. Chupacabra. This is hit into center field. Myers is back all the way to the wall. Hey, a little leaping catch there. Good job by Myers, and brings the ball in. Rojas has to go back to first. He thought that was going to be down for a hit. Jake the Rake. He ran all the way back there, caught it right at the wall. Good little catchy catch. Right at the waste management. Jake Myers taking out the trash. Take out the trash, Jake. 2 away. Runner remains at first. 28 people following along. 20 likes on the live stream. Please like the live stream if you have not done so already. Jack it up, just like the Astros need to jack up this score. 1 ball, no strikes to Miguel Vargas. He struck out his last at bat. Let's see if he can get a repeat here. Here's the pitch. In the zone, hit high in the air, should be easily playable. Altuve's underneath it, doesn't even have to move. He's got it. Pena was acting like he was catching it. He was nowhere near the ball. But Gusto, hey! 3 solid innings from Gusto. He's only given up a couple of singles, but no runs. A few strikeouts. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Gusto has 35 pitches right now. 26 are strikes, guys. How about that? He's averaging about 11.3 pitches per inning. That's not bad. He's having a tremendous day so far. Anything can happen, okay? Anything can happen, but I was having a good feeling about Gusto being on the mound today. Hey, I just hit 20 likes. I've got it on the screen now. You see that? I've got a widget on the screen that shows my viewers. It shows how many people are currently viewing the channel. You can see that, right? I could put the likes on the screen, but I think I have to open another widget to show that. Let me see if I can find another one. Likes. Viewer count. Likes. Let's call this one likes. No, that's just the viewers. I think there's a way to show the likes. I'll have to go back and look at that in just a second. Let's get back to the game. Sean Burke is back on the mound. Pena is the first batter. The very first pitch, he goes after it out to center field, but it's going to die. Luis Robert Jr. is underneath it. Whoops. I was clicking on the wrong thing by accident, guys. That was my bad. I was trying to show the preview. What I meant to show was that right there. Isaac Paredes is at the plate. Had himself a nice double earlier. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. 1 away on Pena's fly out to center field. Sean Burke on the mound, dealing to Paredes. This time it's in the top of the zone. A curveball. Nice pitch. 1-1 is the count. Esoc calls a little timeout. Here's the next pitch. Grounded to the shortstop, who was played way over. Makes the long throw. Paredes is retired for the first time. Oh, they got the Jose Altuve counter. He's got 22.99 hits. He had a double his last at bat, a rocket off the wall. Let's see if he can get his 23rd 100 hit right here. 2 away, no runners on. That is my hero. Here's a pitch. High, ball 1. Good take on that curveball. Love me some Altuve. All right, here's the next pitch. Man, close, low and outside, but it clipped the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. I got me some really nice Japanese coffee right here. This is my favorite Japanese coffee. It's really, really good. Fouled off down the third baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Altuve. I'm thinking about, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, doing a giveaway where I put together my favorite Japanese things in a box and sending it to the winner. That's what I think that I'm going to do. Maybe a couple things from my house here, a couple of souvenirs. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Down the line, almost a base hit there. Right down the third baseline, just barely foul. Altuve's ripping that ball today, man. According to the text on the screen, no one out pizzas the Hut. That reminds me of Pizza the Hut and Spaceballs. Hey, there we go. Altuve with a single. He's got it. His 23rd 100 hit. How about that? A double and a single. Maybe Altuve will go for the cycle today. He's got it. 158 major leaguer to reach this mark. Only Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell are ahead of Altuve. Bagwell actually is only 14 hits ahead of where Altuve's at. He's gonna pass him up this year. How about that? All right, Altuve on first. Here's Yainer Diaz. First pitch is a curveball outside. Good job, Jose Altuve. Back-to-back hits, and he finally gets to 2,300 for his career. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Diaz. Outside and low. Diaz seemed like he wanted to go after it. Don't sniff that stuff. Yainer Diaz. They just mentioned Diaz having the highest chase percentage in the MLB. Come on. Come on. Toss over to first by Burke, but Altuve dives back. Today is 2,300 day for Altuve. There's my man right there. Little big man. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Diaz. Hey! Low and outside. Diaz, are you learning some control? Are you learning self-control? I wonder how many women Diaz has chased. If he's a chaser in baseball, maybe he's a chaser in dating too. Here's a 3-0 pitch. High and outside, ball 4. Look at that. How about that? We might have a 2-out rally going on here. A single and a walk? Uh-oh. Christian Walker is back at the plate, guys. Last at bat, he went to the railroad track. He went way, way back to the railroad track, 412 feet. 102 feet in the air. Watch him crush the first one. You want to take bets? He puts the first one back into the Crawford boxes or onto the railroad tracks again. The very first pitch. Are they having a meeting on the mound? They must be. Walker is waiting. And they're showing... Yeah, they're having a meeting on the mound. You can see it over here on the right side. Okay. I don't like it when they're not showing me the info on the screen. You know, I don't quite understand that. I feel like if you pay a certain price for the game, you should be able to opt out of the advertisements. Just turn advertisements off. That's the way YouTube works. I have YouTube Premium, and there are a couple of reasons why. But one is I don't have the time to wait for the ads. Why is that? Because I have a lot of stuff to do. 2 balls. I'm sorry, 2 outs, 2 runners on. First pitch is high. I was expecting that first pitch to be in there, but I guess he's scared of him. 1 ball, no strikes to Walker. 2 outs, 2 runners on in the bottom of the third. Here comes a 1-0 pitch to Mr. Christian Walker. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher. Strike 1, 1-1. Come on, Walker. Let's make it 6-0. That's right. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There he goes, out into the left center field, all the way to the wall. That's going to score at least 1 more. Bounces off the wall. Robert brings it in. Altuve jogs home. Diaz makes it home. Good hustle there. That's what I'm talking about. How about this? Christian Walker breaking through in this game. Holy cow. Our top of the batting order is playing like they're supposed to play. Look at that. All the way out. How many hops? 1, 2, 3 hops to get to the wall. Not the crush that he had, but it's good enough. 5-0 Astros. How about that? How about that? Victor Caratini comes to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Poor Caratini. Oh, I'm sorry. Walker's on. I'm so happy I'm not paying attention to what's going on the screen. Walker's on second base. So Caratini does have an opportunity for an RBI. So he's not alone. That one almost hit him. 1 ball and 1 strike to Caratini. That 96-mile-an-hour pitch just grazing his loins. Grazing his loins. I think that's the first time I've ever said that. It's low and inside in the dirt for ball 2. Just make myself laugh. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. Walker on second. Come on, drive him in, Caratini. Get in on the action. Join the fun. High. Good take. Although that would have been a defensive swing. Astros are number 2 in all of MLB. Runs scored with 2 outs. They're only behind the Padres by a couple of percentage points. Next pitch, fouled off by Caratini. We're going to have a full count. Yeah, let's see here. Got a lot of stuff to catch up on in the chat, guys. I apologize for not being able to get to your comments. Just so busy. There's a lot going on, right? A lot going on. Full count to the Batman. The 57th pitch from Burke on the way. Fouled back. That was a nice curveball. Too bad he didn't get the barrel on it. That guy's got to be a little happy right now. It's going to be hard to screw this game up, Espada. Knock on wood. Here comes the full count. And the pitch. Fouled off again. The 95-mile-per-hour fastball. So Burke not able to get the fastball or the curveball past the Astros Batman. I see you guys have a lot of comments going on in the comment section of the live chat. I'll get to you, I promise. Here's the pitch. Hit high in the air. Is it going to be playable or out of play? Looks like it's out of play. Oh, no, he makes the catch. Right in there where the photographers are, the camera well. Wow, good catch there. Look at that. Man, couldn't have been any further over there. If it had been, he wouldn't have been able to get it. Give credit where credit is due. Caratini flies out, but what an inning. 2 more runs thanks to Walker. Walker is collecting himself a nice amount of RBIs today, is he not? 4 RBIs, 2-run homer, 2-run double. I guess that's what happens when you move him down in the lineup a little bit. You keep moving him down, he gets better and better. Heck, put him 9th. Maybe he will have like a 10 RBI game. Maybe for every slot. Oh, that's the way it works. I see. For every slot you move him down, he gets plus 1 RBI. So, right now he's batting 5th. So, if he's batting 1st, 0. If he's batting 2nd, he can maybe get 1 RBI. Batting 3rd, he can get 2 RBIs and so on. Maybe. I don't know. Something like that. Let's take a look at the live chat and see what's going on here. Brendan says we need Shea Whitcomb. Well, I'd rather have Whitcomb right now for sure than Melton. Mark says phone the dugout Melton. He's helped. Yeah, he's definitely. He should be melt down right now. Basically, he just can't stop striking out currently. That was disgustoed, Ryan. Disgustoed. That's funny. Casey says Astros lead the entire league in strikeouts. Well, it's probably because of Christian Walker and Jacob Melton primarily. Those are the 2 main guys. And, of course, Yainer Diaz is the #1 chaser in all MLB. So there you go. There's that. Sergio says Dana Brown said that he's going to give Melton plenty of time to prove himself in the absence of Yordan Alvarez. Well, yeah, I think he's already had plenty of time. Here's the first pitch from Gusto to Andrew Benintendi. And that is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the next toss. Right in the bottom of the zone. Good pitch. Strike 1. I'm gonna see, I think I can get my live chat messages. Actually, yeah, I can move my live chat messages over there. Now I can see the live chat messages. Next pitch was a little high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Next pitch is hit hard all the way out into right field, off the wall. Cam Smith can't get to it. By the time he brings it in, Benintendi's at 2nd. That's a double. Cam Smith had a lot of speed to get out there, but he couldn't quite get there in time to make that catch. Cutter that just stayed up. You can see here how close Cam was to getting that. That would have been a really good catch. I think he was a little worried about running into that wall. So close. Leadoff double. Probably the best opportunity that the Sox have had so far. Just a little outside on the first pitch to Joshua Palacios. He does have a single today. 1-0 is the count. Here comes the pitch. A little high, ball 2. Two balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch to Palacios. Hey, that's a strike. Swing and a miss. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. The off-white socks. Off-white. Stained socks. Stinky socks. Smelly socks. Fouled off. 2-2. Walk on water, Christian Walker. Christian water. BitDog says maybe Walker is finally coming into his own. We've had that discussion a few times before. He gets a couple of big hits, and everybody's like, "Oh, maybe he's made a turn around the corner. He's gone around the corner," and then he goes right back to striking out. Little high. Full count. Runner on second with no outs. Palacios at the plate facing Gusto. 42 pitches for Gusto this game. The 43rd on the way, and a full count pitch it is. Here comes the toss. Right in there. Swing and a miss. 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Blew it by him. Go sit down, Mr. Palacios. You are Benchwarmios. Joshua Benchwarmios. Put it right down the pipe. Gave him a chance. Glenn Zen says hello. Hey, Glenn, good to have you back. Welcome to the party. 5-0 Astros. First pitch in the bottom of the zone for strike one. The sinker finding its mark against Lewis Robert Jr. Robert Jr. grounded into a double play his last at bat. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. He hits this one kind of a loft into left field. Myers and Melton, but Myers takes it and then fires it over to third. The runner is held. I'm glad Melton backed off there at the last moment. Didn't look like Myers was going to back off of it. The general rule is that the center fielder is the one who has ultimate authority, is it not? Isn't that the rule we've always played by? Just like the outfielders can call off the infielders. But sometimes they just don't want to give it up. Swing and a miss to Kyle Teal, who's back at the plate facing Gusto. He walked his last at bat. Teal batting sixth in the lineup for the Dirty Sox. "50 pitches now for Gusto with that delivery. Strike up and in. Susan, yes, that was a nice hit from Walker. That's right. Very nice. Double and a homer, right? Good job today. Charles says the Astros drive me nuts. Good hitting tonight. Don't stop scoring. Blow them out. The Mariners lost today, so we gained with today's win. That's great. Hey, look at that. Gusto with a very fast fastball, 97 miles an hour, gets the strikeout. Ends the inning. How about that? Gusto with a solid command performance so far. 3 hits given up to the White Sox. Basically no more than 1 hit in 1 inning. But giving up no runs. No errors for either team. 5-0 Astros going into the bottom of the 4th. Good stuff so far today from everybody. Astros hitting. The top of the batting order is coming through like they're supposed to. Charles, definitely looking forward to the Astros going up another game today. That'll be great. Another full game. Sergio says, eat you some of that. Chandler Rome. Rome wrote this week that Walker has been a total disappointment. Well, I wouldn't say that publicly. I wouldn't come out publicly and say that. I think that's terrible to say this guy has been a disappointment. I would say that his performance has not met expectations, and that's disappointing. But to say that a person is a disappointment, I think, is a little too harsh. BitDog says, let's get a shutout today, guys. Heck yes. Gusto can get through 2 more innings. We get to the 7th, we can bring in some good closers. Sergio says the first place Tigers were blown out today 10-1 by the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, I saw that. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Anything can happen in baseball. Oh, look who they're talking to, Sergio. Hey, look at this. Jake Myers sends it all the way out to the wall, the very first pitch, rather. Man, what a nice drive. Unfortunately, Robert Jr. was hanging out in that area, but man, nice solid strike there. Dana Brown is getting interviewed now by the Astros commentators. I wonder if he's going to say anything about Walker. He said it's really good to see Walker heat up, and they expect good things out of Geaux Stros, so it's nice to see him doing well. That's basically what he said. 0-1 is the count to Cam Smith. One away. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. That ball was about 6 or 7 inches off the plate. 0-2. Yeah, they're talking about Gusto speeding up his fastball and getting back to not walking hitters. Hey, opposite field hit. It might be down. It's in the corner. Is it fair? Yes, it does, and it bounces into the stands. That's going to be a ground rule double for Cam Smith, opposite field. Heck yes. How about that? There's some pretty interesting information right there that they're showing on the screen from the beginning, from March and April to May to June. Every month, Cam Smith has increased his exit velocity. His average exit velocity has gone up. And now it's almost 10 miles an hour, almost 11 miles an hour more than it was in the beginning. That's crazy. First pitch to Jacob Melton is in the bottom of the zone for strike one. All I have to say is, Melton, just avoid striking out. Just get the bat on the ball. Do anything except strike out. Next pitch, fouled off. 0-2. 6 hits now for the Stros. Another opportunity, though, for them to get some more runs on the board with just 1 out. Cam Smith, Flash 2, Flash 2.0. He's on base. Here comes the next pitch to Melton, the 0-2. In the dirt. Stopped by the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. 66 pitches for Burke. Here comes the 67th. In the dirt. Did he go around? They're going to say he probably did. Yeah, he did. That's a strikeout. Swing and a miss on a half-hearted check swing by Jacob Melton. Melton goes down again with another K. You know, last year I remember saying that if it's an 0-2 count, it must be Jake Myers. Jake Myers he would always start off with the 0-2 count, and he just had a terrible time getting behind in the count right off the bat. This year, the thing that seems consistent to me is Jacob Melton striking out. That's 2 outs. Jeremy Pena is at the plate. Let's see if we can bring him in. That first pitch is outside and low. The slider just kept sliding. Pitch number 69 coming in for Sean Burke in just a moment. Pena today is 0 for 2. Check swing with the ball in the dirt. Wow, he didn't go. Thought for sure they would call that a strike. 2 balls and no strikes. I almost never type in the live chat. I just decided to type in for once. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Wow, that's hit hard out to left field all the way to the wall. It could be gone, and it is. No, it's off the top of the wall. I thought it was gone for sure. Cam Smith easily scores. He knew that was not going to be catchable. Pena with a double off the top of the wall. I thought for sure that was gone. It was really high. Not the typical line drive shot by Pena. Usually Pena line drives the home runs, but that one just went way up. Holy cow. RBI double for Jeremy Pena. The Flash scores Flash 2. Flash 1.0 scoring Flash 2.0. I love it. 6-0 Astros. He sucked the ball. Paredes comes to the plate. Little outside. Hey, look at that stolen base by the Flash. He takes third base like a king. Very first pitch to Paredes. Pena takes off. Good jump. He was there before the ball even arrived. Oh, about the same time. Woof. All right, knock him in, Paredes. Here comes the pitch. Oh, he took a hack at that one. He took a hack. He took a hack, he did. He took a hack. He took a hacky sack. Hacky sack. 1 ball, 1 strike to Paredes. All we need is a decent little tapper. But of course, Paredes isn't typically your tappity type, right? He's more of an sock the ball type of guy. It's fine. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Hey, there we go. He lines it into left field all the way to the wall. That's going to be another double for Paredes. The Flash scores easily. 7-0 Astros. Heck yes, I told you that Paredes is not a tapper. He's not into that tapping crap. He's like, I'm not going to tap that ball. I'm going to rip it, boy. Line drive shot straight down the line. Boom. All the way to the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hops to the wall. 7-0 Astros on 8 hits. This is the kind of production I like to see. I also like that yellow that he's sporting. Looks pretty cool. Meeting on the mound. They've still got Sean Burke in the game. Oh no, he's out. Sorry. Gomenasai. Burke-san. Burke-san, sumimasen. Gomenasai. Sayonara. Altuve is like, how can we get more runs on the board? How can we get to 20 this game? Let's run it up. Absolutely, let's run it up. Wait a second, is Burke still in the game? I thought they took him out. I'm not quite sure what's going on right now. Okay, they got a guy warming up, I think. They just haven't gone to commercial break. That's kind of strange. I guess it's because they're interviewing Dana Brown. Yeah, Owen White is in the game now. Let me go ahead and change the name. Owen White. Owen White. The reason that they haven't gone to commercial break is because Dana Brown is being interviewed. I was wondering why they weren't going to that. Going to the old commercial break. Jose Altuve will be at the plate. He's going for the cycle today. He's got a single and a double. He just needs a triple and the homer. Come on, Tuve. I want to see your next cycle today. Rub up that bat. Rub it up. Destroy him. 2,300 hits today. Let's make it 2,302 with a cycle. Come on. There's the pitch. Low in the dirt there. Runner on second. Paredes on second base. So with that double. 1-0 pitch to Altuve. A little high. Ball 2. Good take. Wait for your pitch, man. The New York Mets have the best record so far. That's interesting. Here's the pitch, the 2-0. Wow, line drive shot. Good catch there. That was robbed. Altuve was robbed. That's finally going to be it. The Astros are done doing their damage this inning. 7-0. The Astros are up. We're going into the top of the 5th. What a game, guys. What a game so far. What a game. 4 hops is crazy. Yeah, I'm counting the hops to the wall. 1 hopper, 2 hopper, 3 hopper, 4 hopper. BitDog says Sox 0, Astros 10. What do you say, guys? Hey, at this rate, let's see. Let me take a look. It's in the 4th inning. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to say that they get 15 runs. I'm going to say 15 runs. If they keep going like this, I think they can get 15 runs by the end of the game. Just like Rush Play says. I don't know, maybe even more. If they keep hitting like this, then I'm going to say 15. But of course, now they've got a different pitcher in the game. And they have their relievers that can come in. So maybe they won't have the same luck. But still, if they're just hot and there's nothing that the Sox can do, then 15 runs. The Astros are going to be 37-30 today. 23-13 at home. Whew, man. That was a really good cup o' coffee. A really nice cup o' coffee. As soon as my lion coffee, my Hawaiian lion coffee is finished, I'm going to start using my Japanese coffee, which I really like. First pitch to Tim Elko is fouled off for strike 1. 0-1 is the count to start off the top of the 5th. 3 hits for the White Sox. Nary a run on the board. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Right in there, 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Gusto jumps out to the 0-2 count lead. You guys have no idea how nice I feel having my shower hooked up here. Oh my gosh. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. 95-mile-an-hour pitch. The quick ball. the mucho gusto quick ball. Got him looking. Just like a guy who can't keep his eyes off the beautiful lady. Got him looking. Caught him looking. Here's a pitch. First pitch to Josh Rojas fouled into the crowd for strike 1. Gusto is just a strike machine right now. 55 pitches, 35 for strikes. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. Baby on the way. Fouled off again, another strike. 0-2. Dr. Gusto delivering strikes. One after the other. He's going to pick up another K right here. He's not wasting time. He's all business. Ooh, doesn't get the swing. Yeah, that was a good pitch. Diaz was nodding. He was like, yeah, you know what's up. You know what's up. Gusto was like, yeah, you know what I was trying to do. Rojas didn't go for it, but he'll probably go for the next one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the toss. Woo, just barely missed inside, maybe a couple of inches. The fastball, 96 miles an hour. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm liking these 96 and 97 mile per hour fastballs I'm seeing from Gusto that are mixed in there. If he keeps this up, mixes it in with his off-speed pitches, it's going to be something. 90 in the bottom of the zone. The change-up fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count remains. BitDog says the Stros are doing much better at this stage of the season than I expected. Woot! Yeah. A lot of people gave up on them. This is hit opposite field all the way out to the left side and into the crowd. Nice catch by somebody in the crowd there. Somebody in an Air Jordan jersey. Asian guy. Look at this catch. Look at that. Nice. Good job. Good souvenir. Another 2 ball, 2 strike count coming up in just a moment. Or another 2-2 pitch, rather. 60 pitches now for Gusto. Rojas decides to take a timeout to stretch his jaw muscles. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the toss to Rojas. In the dirt. Full count. Curveball. Curved way too much. Sergio says, BitDog had the Astros winning today's game 7-3, but I'd be more than happy with your 10-0 prediction. We're ahead of where we were this time last year. Oh, yeah, for sure. We don't have to climb out of a hole this year, right? We can only go up. Ground ball up the middle. Good play by Pena. Is he going to get it over there? No. The throw is too late, but what an attempt by Pena. Rojas was just a little too quick. What an effort. Maximum effort by Pena to make this play. I'll show you guys a replay as soon as we get a good angle. If they show a good angle. Yeah, he was grabbing on his side a little bit after that play. Looks like he might have tweaked himself a little. Maybe he's all right. The trainer wanted to come out and take a look, but Pena's like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm all right. Runner on first with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's hit really hard out into left field. That's going to get down fair, and it bounces into the crowd. So, ground rule double. Runners on second and third. That was not a really deep hit, but it was spinning so much and curving, it landed just fair and then bounced into the crowd on the left side. Ground rule double. All right, so Gusto has a little bit of trouble for the first time. Runners on second and third with 1 out, but it's nothing he can't get out of. I think he can do it. Mike Toshman is at the plate. First pitch is down. Cutter in the dirt. Ball 1. BitDog says, I think we were at one point 10 games out last season. This game looking better. Yeah, we were looking miserable last year. Wow. High and outside. Gusto suddenly losing a little bit of control here. 2 balls and no strikes. I think it would be a good opportunity for the pitching coach to come out before he throws any more pitches. Right now, yeah, Diaz. Good job, Diaz. You are a sharp cookie. Diaz comes out to talk with Gusto. Good job, Diaz. I'm proud of you. That's a good catcher right there. He recognized we need to have a little breaky break, little chitty chat, chitty chitty bang bang chat. Tie those shoes, Espada. Time again. If I were the pitching coach, I would have come out, though. But I'm glad that Diaz went out to have a little talk with Gusto. At least somebody out there is recognizing the situation. Defuse it. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Toshman. That's in there on the lower inside. Good pitch, 95 miles an hour. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Not exactly where Diaz was expecting it, but it was in there. 2-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball to the right side. They might score a run. Altuve goes to first for the out, but that's the first run. No shutout for the Astros. That's okay. Out number 2. No big deal. 7-1. 8 hits for the Stros, 5 hits for the Sox. Runner at third with 2 outs. Astros up by 6. No real threat of Gusto losing this game. Here's the pitch. A little high. Ball 1 to Miguel Vargas. A strikeout and a pop out today. He hasn't had much luck. He's had no luck against Gusto. Here comes the 1-0 toss. Just a little high. Ball 2, 2-0. 25 people following along right now. Thanks for listening in. Thank you for being here. If you haven't liked the live stream, please do so already. Or please do so. Not already. There we go. Lower outside corner. Strike 1 with the fastball. Jordan says this game looking better. Hey, Jordan, it's good to see you. And you're right. Yes, much better. Much, much better than usual and yesterday. Hey, check swing. Did he go around? They say he did. Strike 2. Got him with the Swiffer. I haven't seen Gusto pitch the Swiffer yet. That was a nice toss. Look at this. A little bit too far, buddy. You got a ticket. Check it or ticket. Here's the 2-2. Line drive. That's going to be down for another run. Single. 2-ball, 2-strike single by Vargas. 7-2. So the 5th inning is the one that Gusto started having trouble with, but I was really hoping he'd be able to get through 6. Not quite sure. Now, if he gets the next batter, he can still come back. He's only at 72 pitches. But that's going to be up to his conversation with Espada and the pitching coach, I think, after he gets through this inning. Here's the pitch. First pitch to Benintendi is way up and outside. Yeah, it looks like Gusto has lost a lot of control. Maybe he's just tired. Could be. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first with 2 outs. 7-2 Astros. Here's the pitch. Benintendi grounds it to first base. Walker scoops it up, steps on the bag for out number 3. 3 hits and 2 runs. Gusto does give up a couple of runs, the first 2 of the game, but he's got himself a nice 5-run lead to work with. Nobody was warming up in the Astros bullpen, so my guess is that they expect Gusto to come back out for the 6th. I think it's fine by me. It depends, like I said, if Gusto is not feeling it, and he's an honest guy, if he's tired or he's not feeling it, or if he's losing something, or if he's uncomfortable or whatever, he should definitely tell the coach and the pitching coach. He should share that information so that they can see about getting somebody warmed up in the bullpen. But if he's feeling okay, he just needs a little break or whatever, he can come back out for the 6th. It'd be nice if he could get through the 6th so we can save our relievers for the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th, because we've got those innings locked down. Owen White will be up on the mound as far as I know for the Sox. I don't see a reason to change out their pitcher again so soon. He came in just for a short time, only pitched 3 pitches. Yainer Diaz is at the plate for the Astros in just a moment. He'll be the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 5th, followed by Christian Walker, who's on fire today, and then Victor Caratini. Sergio says that was a good catch by Asian Jordan. That's right. Asian Air Jordan. Yesterday, today is the pitching coach. The pitching coach is Josh Miller. You're right. All right, guys. Yainer Diaz is at the plate. First pitch from White. Grounded. Hey, look at that. He pokes it through the right side. There was a huge gap over there. That's perfect for Yiner. Yiner often goes opposite field. I don't know why they had such a large gap there. Yiner has been hitting, I would say, at least 60% of everything that I see off of his bat recently has been going opposite field. So, big oversight by the White Sox, and we have ourselves a leadoff base runner with no outs. And the big man, Christian Walker, home run and a double today, is at the plate. Let's see if he can add on to that. A little check swing. Look at that. A little check swing, and it goes into right field. Diaz is going to go to third. Look at that. Walker can't not get a hit today. Can you believe that? A check swing. He tries to stop. Boom. And he just bumps it out into right field. He's standing there like, what just happened? He doesn't even believe. He's like, oh, yeah, I got to run. Walker with a single, a double, and a home run. Hey, man, he just needs a triple now. 3 for 3 is Walker. We got runners on the corners with no outs. And the Batman is at the plate. Let's see what he's got in the utility belt. First pitch is low and outside. Man, that was so funny. BitDog says that was intentional. Yeah. The way he was standing at the plate, he was like, he was so amazed by what just happened, he forgot to run. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Caratini. Little high. Yeah, good call, ump. I was waiting to see if the ump was going to call a delayed strike there because, man, that was close, but it was about 1.5 inches above the zone. So good call, good take by the Batman. 2 balls and no strikes. Runners on the corners, no outs, guys. Here's the pitch. A little outside. Oh, come on, ump. That was at least 1 inch outside the zone. They called it a strike, 2-1. BitDog says it's been a fun game. Yes, it has. It really has. It's been interesting and fun, but fun because we're winning, but it's been also interesting. Grounded to the right side by Caratini. It could be a double play, and it is. Diaz scores, so we do get a run. Thanks, Caratini, for the double play sacrifice. The double play sacrifice by Caratini. That's what he meant to do. They're like, hey, Caratini, just ground into a double play so we can get a run. 8-2 Astros. Excuse me. 10 hits for the Stros now. And that brings up Mr. Baseball, Jake Myers. Over 2 today, but don't let that fool you. This is the man with the plan. Low and outside, ball 1. Bases are empty. But that's just fine for Myers because the Crawford boxes are always open for business. Here comes the pitch to Jake the Snake. Woo, almost took his head off. He went for the head of the snake. 2 balls and no strikes. You said, where is he? You're talking about Josh Miller, the pitching coach? He's hiding in the dugout usually. Ooh, that's right in there. 92 miles an hour, right in the center of the plate. Strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike. Fouled off. The 94 mile per hour fastball right in the zone. Myers not able to completely get around on it. Fouls it away for strike number 2. They just showed some stats on the screen to show how much Jake Myers has improved last year in many different categories. His chase percentage is down. His line drive percentage is down. His exit velocity is up. Just many improvements. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's hit out to right field. It looks like it's going to be playable, though. And too much air underneath it, and it is. That's out number 3, I believe. That's right. Astros do get 1 run off of White. 8-2. That's the end of the 5th. We go into the top of the 6th. Astros up by 6. Gusto most likely will be back on the mound. He's at 74 pitches. 46 of those have been strikes. It feels nice to not have to change the data and stuff, but I really wish I could get the API fixed. Let me see. I'm going to check with my tool. Where in the world is the API information? I'm trying to get my scoreboard fixed so I can have the updated live info going on. Alright, I'll have to get back to that later. The next inning has begun. Gusto is back on the mound. First pitch is in there, low and inside for strike 1, the 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Joshua Palacios has a single today. He's 1 for 2. Here comes the 0-1 toss. Another one in the same spot, an 89-mile-an-hour cutter. Swinging a foul ball, 0-2. Here comes 0-2 pitch. High fastball fouled off. Count remains 0-2. Gusto gunning for another strikeout. Here comes the next pitch. Just a little low below the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball straight to Altuve. He fires it over to first base. No problem. Out number 1. Good job, Tuve. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't realize that, but if Gusto can get through this inning, it'll be the first time he's been able to do that in his MLB career. So congrats. He's at 79 pitches right now. He just needs 2 more outs. He's facing Louis Robert Jr. He line drives opposite field. That's his first hit of the evening. Gusto has pretty much had him on lockdown up until that point. But that sets up the double play opportunity, right? 80 pitches now for Gusto. He's facing Kyle Teal, the newbie. Perfect opportunity to get that double play ball in my book. Let's get it. Here comes the first pitch. There we go. 94 in the bottom of the zone. Just barely clipped it. Strike 1. 0 for 1 today with a walk. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Look at that. Beautiful curveball. Down and in. Man. Scared the crap out of Teal, I think, with that pitch. 0-2. This would be the 7th strikeout for Gusto. If he gets it, it'll be a career high. Lots of great stuff going on for Gusto this game. Fouled off. Opposite field. Count remains 0-2. I need to clear my throat. All right, that's a little better. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Teal. Just a little high. 95-mile-per-hour fastball. 1-2. He has thrown 90 pitches in a game, so this is nothing right now. He fires it over to first, but Robert Jr. is back, no problem. One away. Robert Jr. on first base with the single. Kyle Till at the plate with the 1-2 count. Gusto trying to pick up his 7th strikeout of the game. Let's see if he can get it here. Ooh, fouled off the glove of Caratini. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Diaz. Diaz is behind the plate today, my bad. Caratini is the DH. DH today. A strikeout would be nice. To get that 7th strikeout would be cool. But I'm not going to argue with a double play ball either. But of course, 2 more strikeouts would be great. That'd be fine. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kyle Till. Here's Gusto's delivery. Is he going to give him the quick ball? Curveball. Fouled off. 82 miles an hour. Gonna randomly type some messages in the live chat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the toss. Hey, got it. Strike 3, 97. He blew it by him. He decided to go right down the middle with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. A quick ball. 35 people following along. Hey, make sure you like the live stream. If I've got 35 people listening in right now and following along, there's no reason to be at 23 likes. Hook me up. I like me some likes. Tim Elko comes to the plate with 2 outs. First pitch to him is bounced foul. The 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Here comes the next pitch. Just a little high. Another fastball, 95 miles an hour. Gusto continuing to put a little bit of petroleum, flaming petroleum on the ball. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That's hit really hard. That one was crushed. Okay, it was really high. Wow. All the way up to that upper deck, but foul. Wow, that ball was so far up there. That's like as high as you can go out there. I'm sure they were really surprised about getting a ball out there. That's crazy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Is he going to pick himself up another strikeout? Let's see. Welcome back, Mark. Bit Dog says front. Elko takes a little timeout, steps out of the box. Gives Gusto a little break. 2 outs. Junior on first. 90 pitches for Gusto. The count is 1-2. He's got 7 strikeouts already. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Bounces it to Altuve. Altuve is going to scoop it to first. Hey, Altuve comes through. Man, that was close. 6 innings for the first time in the career of Ryan Gusto. With great pitching and a little bit of help from his defense. 6 complete innings for Ryan Gusto. 91 pitches. 60 strikes. Solid performance. 7 hits through 6 innings. Only gave up 2 runs in the 5th. That was it. That was it, guys. Very solid. How many walks did Gusto have? Let's take a quick look. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, of course. 1 walk. How about that? 7 strikeouts, career high. 6 innings pitched, career high. 1 walk only. Control was so much better today, like it was when he first started pitching. He was noted for having pretty good control, not walking too many batters, and then he started having some struggles. But what a great game for him today. That's what we need. We need pitchers who can do 6 solid innings. Get ourselves into that 7th inning reliever slot. We've got the 7, 8, 9 slots pretty well handled. We just need to have that solid pitcher come in the starting rotation and get the first 6 innings out of the way, right? Heck yes. Mark says, how's Spencer doing in his return? Do you mean when is he expected to return? He hasn't returned yet. I haven't heard anything. All I've heard is, oh, he's getting close, but you can't listen to anything that the Astros say about that. You can't listen to that at all. Let's see here. See if there's any news. If we click on the game tracker on ESPN, we might be able to get some information, but we're already back in the game. 1 ball to Cam Smith. Next pitch is on the way from Owen White, who is still in the game for the Sox. Kind of a funny name to be playing for the Dirty Sox, and your name is White. Maybe this is Off-White. Owen Off-White. Or his name is Owen White. We call him Off-White. Often White. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cam Smith. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Low and inside, fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Astros like government now. Yeah, Mark. Everybody knows that the things that they say or don't say is BS, but they say it anyway, and people just kind of accept it. Cam Smith almost goes opposite field again right there, but fouls it off. Count remains 1-2. Let's see here. Astros injury report. There we go, down at the bottom. I'll take a look at it in just a minute. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to Cam. Crank it up, Cam. He chases the one outside, the Swiffer. So Cam goes down like Jacob Melton. Speaking of Melton, he is now up at the plate. I'll give you a guess as to what he's done his past 2 at-bats. It involves a couple of Ks. First pitch is a little outside. The catcher tries to frame it. Good try there, but it was about 4 inches outside the zone. Only a blind umpire or a paid-off umpire or both. We'll call that a strike. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Woo, just a little inside. I'm surprised that the umpire didn't call that a strike, actually. Yeah, Melton would have a better on-base percentage if he would just never swing the bat. Just don't swing the bat. Just don't swing it. Why? Why swing? If you're going to strike out, why swing? Well, he takes that one for a strike. Two balls, 1 strike to Melton. Here's the pitch. Another one right in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Milton just hasn't... I guess he's afraid to swing the bat. He swings, he strikes. He doesn't swing, he strikes. What do you do? Bunt? Not with 2 strikes. Oh, that was funny. The catcher thought that was a strike 3. He came up like he was going to throw the ball. Look at this. It was right on the outside edge. That sweeper, the Swiffer. He thought it was a strike. He came up to throw the ball, but the umpire called it a ball. So, oh, that one's a strike. So, Milton takes my advice. He doesn't swing at all. And he strikes out anyway. Ah, poor guy. 3 strikeouts for Milton today. Swinging and striking out, swinging and striking out again, and then just taking every single pitch all the way to the full count and strikes out again. Poor guy. Pena comes to the plate with 2 outs. Let's do something, a little something. Not like that. 89 mile per hour cutter, swing and a miss by Pena. Mark says he should go to the box with no bat or a little toy bat. Yeah, one of those big red ones. You know, the big red, the really big, thick red ones that we used to play wiffle ball with? One of those. That would be funny. Next pitch to Pena. Opposite field. Hit way out there, but foul. Just like a duck. Wah, wah. Foul. 8-2. The Stros are up. 2 strikes against Pena with 2 outs, nobody on. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Hey, no, that might be a base hit. No, hey, yes, it is. They call him safe. Wow, I thought for sure at first that would be a base hit. Hit to the left side. Diving catch by the third baseman. And by the time the throw got over there, it slowed down enough for Pena to beat it. Oh, yeah, he dropped it. I see why. Okay, I see why. They're going to charge that an error or a hit? They give him a hit. Oh, and then Jeremy Pena gets thrown out at first. He gets picked off. They're not going to challenge it. Look at that. So Pena gets lucky with the hit on first base with the ball dropped. And the very next play is a pickoff move by the pitcher to get him at first base. Are you kidding me? Pena, what are you doing? You got lucky and you got on base. I guess it was... It's kind of like... What's the movie called? What's the series of movies called? Final Destination? That what just happened to Pena is like the movie's Final Destination. Pena wasn't actually supposed to get on base, so he got picked off immediately. But at least he got a hit. 11 hits for the Astros. 7 hits for the Sox. This is normally kind of backwards. The other teams are usually more efficient with their runs. The Sox have 7 hits but only 2 runs. That's usually kind of an Astros total, right? The Astros have like 10 or 11 hits and only 1 or 2 runs. Stranding runners on base. Like a bunch of bad parents who don't want their kids. Let's see here. What can I say in the chat? How many countries have you visited, and would you like to see a baseball game in one of them? If so, where would you like to go? I can tell you this for sure. If you come watch a baseball game in Japan, you might not like it. If you're used to the games in America. And I don't mean how the game is played. It has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. Actually, I think there are some things about the Japanese style of play that is much, much better than MLB. For example, the pitchers also hit. All right. Mr. King is on the mound. Magnum PI, my guy, is on the mound. First pitch is in the dirt for ball one. King is facing Josh Rojas. Here's the pitch. Right in there, 90 miles an hour. 1-1 is the count. The reason that you might not like the Japanese games is because of the noise. 1-1 count to Mydroth is fouled back, the 92-mile-per-hour fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. From the time you get to the ballpark to the time the game ends, there's non-stop noise. It never stops. I'm not kidding you. They're constantly doing chants and singing and making sounds and playing horns or whatever. It's just, it won't stop. It never stops. There is no lull, no break in the noise. That's going to be a full count. That pitch right there, 88-mile-per-hour changeup, it looks like. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the toss. Opposite field hit. Mydroth just kind of sticks the bat out there and pokes it into right field just over the head of Christian Walker. Walker dove up for it. He dove and took a lunge for it. A little jump. He tried to get it. Runner on first with no outs. Leadoff runner here in the top of the 7th. That brings up Vinny Capra. He had a double and scored a run. 91 miles an hour up and out on that fastball. Bid Dog says maybe South Korea. Mark says only U.S. Bid Dog says or Cuba. Cuban games might be interesting to watch. This is hit hard to right field. It should be playable by Cam Smith. He grabs it, brings it in. Mydroth goes back to first base. 1 away. Lazy fly ball. Mark says lots of good Asian players. Yeah, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan. Those are the areas with the good players. China, they have like a national team, but when I was in China, I never even saw a baseball field. If you go up to just a random Chinese person and say, how do you play baseball? They have no idea how to play baseball. Baseball is not a thing in China. First pitch to Mike Toshman is on the way. Swing and a miss with a nice Swiffer in the bottom of the zone. That was a good pitch by King. Pull out the Magnum. 0-1 is the count. Here's the toss. Another Swiffer. Woo, yeah, they say he went. Couldn't hold up on that one. Oh, that's Austin Slater at the plate. We got a pinch hitter for Toshman. That's 2 pinch hitters so far for the Sox. First pitch, or the next pitch rather, in the bottom of the zone. Another check swing, but they say he did not go that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out, 1 runner on first. Here comes the next pitch from King. Right in the bottom of the zone. Fouled away. Count remains 1-2. Bid Dog says, I say Korea because of their cheerleaders. Yeah, the cheerleaders there, the cheerleaders here. Both are fine. Swing and a miss. King picks up a strikeout. Slater goes down. That's 8 Ks for Astros pitchers today. 2 outs. Sergio says Arrigetti's doing well in his rehab with the broken thumb. He's been traveling with the team and throwing the ball in the outfield, but there's no set date for his return. As next pitch, grounded at the plate. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes on that Swiffer to Miguel Vargas. Miguel. I like Spencer. I like him too. I like Arrigetti. Hey, did he go around? They say he did not. High fastball. That was close. That was very close. The crowd boos a little bit. I'd like to see a replay of that. It looked like he went around. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the toss. Just a little outside by a few inches. Full count. Come on, King. Pull out the Magnum. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Vargas with 2 outs. Fouls it off. Bounces it off the mask of Diaz. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Vargas hits it way up in the air. Should be playable. Long run for Smith. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, he got underneath it for out number 3. Excellent. Good job for Brian King. He gives up 1 hit. But similar to Gusto, most of Gusto's innings have been similar. Gave up a hit, but nothing doing otherwise. 4 up and 3 down. You could say 4 up and 3 down. 8-2, the Astros hang on to their lead. Going into the bottom of the 7th, Isaac Paredes, Jose Altuve, and Yainer Diaz are slated to be up for the Astros in just a moment. BitDog says, I really like our lineup today, position-wise. Yes, I do too. I do too. I think today's positions are just perfect. Myers in center, Melton in left, Cam in right, Jose Altuve at second where he should be, Walker at first, Pena at short, Paredes at third, Diaz at catcher. But I'm happy with Diaz or Caratini at catcher. I don't have a real preference there. I just wish that they would continue improving. They have improved, so I'll give them that. They have improved at throwing out runners. So it's obvious they've been working on it. That's good. Hope they keep improving. But yes, we have the best defense on the field right now, I think, because we've got 3 guys in the outfield who can catch the ball, and they're really fast. And Altuve being at second. It makes me happy to see him at second. They're showing some of the hits that Altuve had today to get to 2,300. Isaac Paredes is at the plate. The first pitch to him is in the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Fastball. 30 pitches now for White. They said that this is the last at bat for Altuve. After this, he's going to be pulled from the game. Pretty interesting. Swing and a miss by Paredes there. 0-2 is the count. I had to clear my throat there. 0-2. Off and White still on the mound. That ball's in the dirt. Speaking of Off-White, dirty pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 doubles today for Paredes. 2 for 3. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Paredes goes down on the Swiffer. That was right in the zone, man. You gotta wonder how he missed that. BitDog says if we can only get Jordan as our DH. Man, today would have been amazing. Would have been an absolutely amazing day, right? If Jordan were hitting like he normally does, and he were in the lineup as the DH today, we could have had 12 on the board already. Altuve comes to the plate. 2 for 3 today. Very first one, he fouls it up. Is it going to be in play? Nah, just out of play. Right behind the dugout. He's going to have another opportunity. Altuve could have been 3 for 3 today. He had a rip to the third base side. It was a good catch by Vargas to throw him out at first base. Oh, 0-1 to Altuve with 1 out. Here's a pitch. He hits that one pretty hard to left field, left center. Center fielder is over. He's going to put it away. Put a little bit of beef on it, but right to the center fielder. Played him over in the right spot. 2 away. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. The Astros have scored pretty consistently through the game. If you look, last inning and the second inning have been the only 2. They haven't put any runs on the board. If they don't get any here, this will be the third inning. First pitch to Diaz on the way from White. Yainer chases that one below the zone. Steven Okert is going in the bullpen. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Diaz. Hey, is that going to get down? Might. Yes, it does. Opposite field hit. Diaz is going to go for 2. Is he in there? He slides in. They call him safe. Heck yes. Opposite field hit. Yainer with the liner. Right fielder Slater. Slater with the slider. Trying to get in there and get that ball. Just couldn't quite get it. Good effort. But you know what they say, almost. Horseshoes and hand grenades, Slater. Horseshoes and hand grenades, my friend. Diaz once again with the hustle. All right. Christian Walker comes to the plate. Checks his swing. Ball 1. 3 for 3 today, guys. First, a single, a double, and a home run. Christian Walker only needs a triple to get the cycle. How about that? Here's the next pitch. He goes around too far on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Walker does have 1 triple this year, but the last cycle that anyone hit was Jordan Alvarez in August of last year. Next pitch to Walker is on the way. He fouls that one off. Hey, speaking of Jordan, there he is in the dugout. It's nice to see him. He's not in the game, but man, it feels like forever since I've seen him. All right, 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch to Walker. That's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yes, BitDog, thank you very much. Give some thumbs up. 27 people on the live stream. 28 now. 26 likes. I need 4 more to get to 30. Let's push it up. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Walker. He goes down swinging. Out number 3. No cycle for Walker right now. If he's lucky, The Astros will go crazy in the 8th inning, and he'll have another opportunity to hit. But more than likely, that's it for Walker today. He doesn't go for the cycle, but he still has a tremendous game. Hats off to Christian Walker for having such an outstanding game today and knocking in so many runs. It's got to feel good. I'm interested to see how Okert does when he comes into the game in the 8th inning. Stephen Okert will be on the mound for the Stros in just a moment, facing Andrew Benintendi, unless there is a batting change, but there probably won't be. He's the DH. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Predictions on tomorrow's game. Predictions on tomorrow's game. Who is pitching tomorrow? They got Jordan on the 10-day IL. The 10-day IL. It'd be nice if he came back in less than 10 days. It definitely would be. Framber Valdez versus Davis Martin. There you go. What do you guys think the score is going to be for tomorrow's game? Any ideas? Sergio, have you thought about that already? I'd love to hear what you have to say. I know that you always think about what the score will be. First pitch from Okert is a little high, 81 mile per hour slider. He is facing Andrew Benintendi. 1-0 is the count. Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss. 80 mile per hour slider. The White Sox are now having to deal with a left-handed pitcher. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the next pitch. Ooh, nice slider. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now that I've got my hot shower going outside, I can't. So you guys have no idea how happy I am about that. Just thinking about it makes me happy. It makes me warm on the inside. I need to wash some clothes and do a lot of cleaning in the house. Here comes the next pitch. Ooh, just barely misses the upper outer corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Juan says 7-0 Astros win. I'd love to see that score. I'd love to see that. Here comes the next pitch. Okert puts it in there, an 82 mile per hour slider, but it's going to float just out into the crowd, maybe 8 or 10 rows back. Souvenir for somebody. Souvenir for somebody. BitDog says 1-6 Astros mañana. So you took 1 run away from Juan and gave it to the Sox. That's funny. Here comes the pitch. Wow, there we go. Benintendi with a strikeout. 93 on the inside. Steven serving up a little fried Okert. Boom, baby. Eat that. Who cares if you don't like your vegetables? He's going to make you eat it. 1 away. Joshua Palacios is not going to bat. Michael Taylor is the pinch hitter. Here's the pitch. Fouls this one off. The 93 mile per hour fastball. Sergio says with the Astros firmly in first place in the American League, the Astros should slow roll it on Jordan's return. Here comes the 0-1 count. Swing and a miss. The 0-1 count pitch. Now it's an 0-2 count. Nice pitch, the 94-mile-per-hour high fastball. Taylor calls a little timeout. He wants some time to think about his options here. Sergio says rather than rush him back, we'll need him later in the season and the playoffs. Hey, I'm all for letting him fully recover. We're doing okay. We're getting by right now. This is hit all the way out of center field, but Myers gets back there and gets it at the warning track. Line drive by Taylor. He put a lot of beef on that, but Mr. Baseball was there with his big old glove for out number 2. I keep wanting to say Louis Robert Jr. comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. He's been largely shut down by the Stros. First pitch to him is on the way. Goes after it. Fouls it off. 80-mile-per-hour slider. Squeaking just past him with the foul tip. Strike 1. Jordan says new scoreboard's pretty nice. Yeah, Jordan, but I got some work to do on it, so I'll try to fix that. Next pitch, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Nice. 83-mile-an-hour slider. Good toss. BitDog says I'm liking it too, Jordan. Jordan says if we win this game, we're 4 games in first. Heck yes. Here's the pitch. Hey, strike 3. What a great inning for Steven Okert. Robert Jr. says, I don't like okra. Okert says, I'm going to serve it up anyway. I'm going to make you eat it. And he does. A strikeout, a flyout, and a strikeout. 8th inning shut down. So Brian King shuts down the 7th. Steven Okert shuts down the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Astros are going to be batting one more time here. Victor Caratini has an opportunity to get his first hit of the game. He's due up. He's 0 for 3 today, batting .252 for the season. He needs to get himself a hit. Only 3 home runs. I expected Caratini to have maybe, 6 or 7 home runs by this point in the year. He has the ability to rip the ball. I just haven't seen him hit a home run in a while. Jake Myers is on deck, and Cam Smith is in the hole. BitDog says Myers is doing pretty good this year in center field. Well, yeah, Myers is always good in center field. He's a fast runner. He's great at catching the ball. He's great at reading the ball. The only thing about Myers in the outfield, the only thing that's a little weak, is that his arm is just so-so. It's not bad, but it's not powerful. Cam Smith has an arm. Cam Smith is really fast. He's really athletic. What I like about Cam Smith is that even though he's a young guy, whenever there's a fly ball, he runs really, really fast to get underneath it. It kind of throws me off because a lot of outfielders don't play like that. They try to run and excuse me. They try to run and be like right at the ball as it's landing, but Cam Smith likes to get there and get kind of set up before he catches it, and that's the way you're supposed to play. Jake Myers does the same thing, but Cam Smith, he's so fast at it, man. He's just something else. First pitch to Jake Myers is inside. I'm sorry, Victor Caratini. They just showed Jake Myers on the screen a second ago, so that's why I said that. 1 ball, no strikes to the Batman. Come on, get yourself a hit today, Caratini. He taps the ball foul. Yeah, neither Caratini nor Myers have a hit in this game. One ball, one strike to Caratini. Here's the pitch. Hey, hits that one down the line. They're going to say foul, though. Probably a good thing. The first baseman was playing right on the line. I thought for a second there that might be a hit. But it's a good thing that it was not fair. First baseman was right on that line. Caratini's going to have to go opposite field if he wants to get a hit like that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sergio says, with Framber on the mound, we have a 90% chance of winning the game. I'll take the Astros 5-2. Sounds good to me. A little outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Caratini. Jordan says, with Bregman and Tucker, we were 31 and 37 this time last year. That's a funny point. Touche. Pretty far inside. Almost clipped Caratini. Full count. BitDog says Melton is an O-fer today, too, of course. He's almost always an O-fer. He's a striker. He's got, like, the highest whiff rate on the team. Hey, ball 4, Caratini holds up. So, no hit for Caratini today, but he does get on base with a walk. So, he did something. So, he's doing better at the plate so far than Myers today. Myers doesn't have any walks or hits. But you know how he goes. He can crush it at any moment. He has been putting the bat on the ball, though. Fly out. A couple of flyouts today and a strikeout. First pitch. Whoa, way inside and it's going to get away. Caratini can easily get to second base. They don't even cover it. I'm going to see if that's an error on the catcher or like a if that's a passed ball or wild pitch. We'll see. Caratini on second. Myers has a chance to drive in some more runs here. He hits this one out to right field. Is it going to drop? 3 people out there for it. Who takes it? Right fielder takes it into foul territory. Yeah, the second baseman was out there. The first baseman was out there. Right fielder takes charge. As he should. 1 away. Jordan says Melton's so fast he should be hitting 300 just standing there. Isn't it kind of funny? Melton is really fast. But whenever he's batting, it's like he is batting in slow motion. Or he swings in slow motion, rather. Cam Smith is at the plate. 50 pitches now for White. Here's the 51st. Fouled back by Crank It Up Cam. Fouls off the Swiffer. Cam does have a really nice double today. Melton batting stance is too aggressive. Whatever it is, he needs to stop doing it. Just tell him to bunt every time. Seriously, just bunt the ball. Here's the next pitch. Right in there. You know, Jordan would do that. When Jordan was in a hitting funk, he would just bunt the ball. Because the main thing is just hit the ball. Put the bat on the ball. And then, you know, build from there. 0-2 the count to Cam Smith. Here comes the pitch. Up the middle. Is that going to be a hit? Yes, it is. Is that going to score a run? It might. No. Caratini's held up. He's not the speed demon. Runners on the corners with 1 out. A single for Cam Smith. So he's got himself a pair of hits today. A double and a single. That was a good one to be hitting, too. Nice spin on that. Down low. He went down there and got it. Crank it up, Cam. BitDog says, Striker Melton. What a nickname on the side of his fighter jet next to all his X's. They might put a... Maybe if he were a pilot, every mark on his plane would be all the planes that he was in when he got shot down. He had to get a new plane every time. He has planes on the side of his plane. Yes. If Christian Walker were a fighter pilot, they'd have a bunch of little planes that were crossed out. All the planes that he got shot down had to bail out of. 1-0 is the pitch count to Jacob Melton. Sorry. He fouls that one back. 1-1. That's so rude. Oh, man. I got myself coughing. 1-1. 1-1 is the count. White goes over to first base. Cam is back. Crowd boos a little bit. As expected. 1 out, runners on the corners, 1 ball, 1 strike here in the bottom of the 8th. Jacob Melton trying to get something other than a strikeout here. That pitch is outside. Good, good, good. 2 balls and 1 strike. You can do it. Paredes is out performing Bregman's play for the Red Sox, says Sergio. I believe so. I believe so. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Melton goes up the middle. He's got a hit. Oh my gosh. Jacob Melton up the middle with an RBI. And look at that. Cam Smith all the way over to third from first. Jacob Melton with an RBI single. Can you believe it? Pigs are flying. And we don't have to fear hell anymore. Because it is frozen over, fellers. That's right. Jacob Melton right up the middle, right through the pitcher. Boom. The shortstop dove at it. Could not get there in time. 9-2 Astros. So he doesn't come through when we really need him. But God bless his heart. He finally got himself a hit. Mauricio Dubon comes to the plate. He is pinch hitting. For Jeremy Pena? Okay. I guess so. First pitch to Dubon coming. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Outside. Astros could just keep scoring runs if they bring in a bunch of pinch hitters, because you know all these guys want the opportunity to hit the ball and score, right? They're probably much hungrier than the guys they pull out of the game. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Dubon. Doobie fouls it off. 1-1. Striker, yeah, that's right. Striker Melton. He should just hold his bat out there and let the ball hit. Yes. Hey, we had kids do that in elementary, right? In like Little League, they would just stand there and hold the bat out. Just stand there and literally just hold the bat out. And we had the pitching machine, right? And they would just hope that it would hit the bat and bounce off the bat. Do any of you remember seeing that? The kids that wouldn't swing the bat, they were so young, so little, they just hold the bat out there and just hope that the pitching machine would hit it. That would be like what Melton could do. He would perform better, probably. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. I missed a strike on Dubon. He went down. That's out number 2. Oh my gosh. I'm going to start coughing again. Oh, man. All right. I think I might have messed around with my microphone. Turned it the wrong way. Paredes is at the plate. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Next pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-1. Yeah, I'm laughing too much. I'm making myself cough. I've got a little bit of congestion right now. A little bit of stuff like right in the top of my chest. And the laughing is making me cough. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hey, Paredes with another hit into left field. We're going to get another run. The Astros get to 10. Yeah. Another hit for Paredes. He's got a single. 10-2. How about that? I think that's 15 hits for the Astros. He socked the ball. He socked the ball indeed. Jordan says Melton's batting stance doesn't shout bunt. Yeah, it shouts power, but he doesn't actually show it. Not yet. He hasn't shown it yet. First pitch to no, not Altuve. Who's batting for Altuve? That's Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers takes it up and in for ball 1. He almost got clipped there. The score is actually 10-2 on the screen. It's not showing properly yet. It hasn't updated. There it is. Fouled off on the check swing. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rogers. Buck Rogers. Buckton Rogers is at the plate. I told you these guys are hungry. They get to come in the game right now. They're going to try to be getting hits. They want to show out. They want a chance to get back in the lineup. Here's the pitch. He swings at that one, fouls it off. We have runners still on the corners with 2 outs. 10-2. Come on, Stros. Run up the score. As they said in Bloodsport, now I show you some trick or two. Here's a pitch. Low and inside. Almost in the dirt. 2-2 is the counts. Now I show you some trick or two. That movie has so many great one-liners in it. Here comes the pitch to Buckton Rogers. The 2-2. Little low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Is he going to walk him and load the bases? Yainer Diaz is on deck. Are they going to let him bat, or are they going to bring in... I can't imagine. No, they can't bring in somebody else for Diaz. Caratini's already in the lineup as the DH. Unless they swap him over and put somebody else in the field. Hey, a walk! Buckton Rogers in the 21st century, or whatever. He gets a walk. Bases loaded. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate, guys. What are the Sox going to do? Are they going to leave him out there? White is already up to 70 pitches. He is sweating and red like crazy. Man, look at him. Finally, he gets a visit from his catcher. I don't know what the White Sox are doing to White. It's like they're punishing him right now, you know? This is the first visit, and the catcher is a rookie. The first little visit and support that this guy has gotten from his team is his rookie catcher. And it came way too late, but at least it came. Yainer Diaz had a grand slam earlier this year. He has an opportunity for another one right here. Can you imagine? 14-2. I can. Here comes the first pitch. It's line drive, but right to the left fielder. Almost. Yainer almost with some more RBIs. Whew. Man, poor guy. I don't know what the White Sox are doing to their pitching staff right now, but they are punishing. They are punishing White. Poor guy. All right, 15 hits for the Astros, 10 runs on the board, no errors for either team. 8 hits for the Sox, but only 2 runs. Who's coming up for the Astros in the 9th inning? Caleb Wirt, perhaps? That's my guess. I didn't see who was warming up in the bullpen, but I'm going to guess Caleb Wirt. With this lead, why not? Why not Caleb Wirt? Definitely don't need Hader. If we see Hader this inning, then you know that this game has gone the wrong direction. No reason to bring out Abreu. No reason to bring out the Haterade. We don't need to break out the Haterade. Yeah, JP3 some rest. Yeah, there's no reason. And like I said, I say young guys, these lesser players on the team, you know, the ones that are always fighting for not only a slot in the lineup, but actually just to stay in the MLB and not go back to the minors. You know that if they get a shot in the 8th inning, even though they're winning by a lot, they're going to have a lot of desire to hit the ball and score runs, you know. They're just going to keep doing it. Much more so than the Astros starting lineup. The desire is just not going to be as strong, right, in the starters as those other guys. Caesar says, I love that movie. Yeah, man, me too. I love it. Bloodsport we're talking about. Yep. BitDog says they have that Me Too attitude. Yeah. Caesar says, okay, USA. Is another go, okay, USA. Yeah, that was funny. Bring out the Ortmeister. Hey, look at this. Okert is still on the mound. How about that? Okert is going to stay in the game. I didn't foresee that coming. But we have a pinch hitter for Kyle Till. Edgar Quiero. Yo quiero Edgar Bell. I'm such a weirdo. 1 ball and no strikes. On the outside. Woo! A little generous by the umpire. Called a strike. 1-1 is the count. Okay, USA. 1-1 pitch on the way. Hit high in the air. Is that playable? Nope. Goes out of play. Strike 2. 1-2. Yep. Yo quiero Taco Bell. That's right. Yo quiero Taco Bell. I said yo quiero Edgar Bell. You caught that one. Good job for you, BitDog. Good job for catching that one. Hey, strikeout for Okert. He serves up some more vegetables. The Sox not wanting to eat them. But just like a parent who will punish you with the leather, if you don't eat your fried Okert, you must pay the price. All right. Next pitch is the first one to Tim Elko. And that's in there for strike 1. Elko is actually 0 for 3 today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And the top of the zone fouled off for strike 2. Okert cruising along. Just having a relaxing outing so far. Not too many more games. I think we have Dodgers. No, we have Cubs coming up later this month. Swing and a miss. How about that? Steven is not done cooking up the Okert. He's cooking. They're talking about Okert turning his back before the pitch even gets to the plate. It's pretty confident right there. Strike 1. Chase Meidroth is at the plate. First pitch to him is on the inside. 20 pitches now for Okert. Struck out the last 2 batters. Here's the next pitch. Hit into right field. That looks like it's going to be the game. Right to Cam Smith. Strikeout, strikeout, flyout. All the Okert you can eat. 2 solid innings for Stephen Okert. Astros are 37-30, guys. 4 games ahead. 4 games ahead of the Angels and the Mariners. I can't believe the Angels are in second place right now. That's crazy. 5.5 games ahead of the freaking Rangers. When you're in Texas, look behind you because that's where the Rangers gonna be. That's got to be one of my favorite things I've ever heard in reference to the Texas Rangers. When you're in Texas, look behind you because that's where the Rangers going to be. 5.5 games back, actually. Man, how about that? Astros with a solid 4-game lead over the next team, the next 2 teams. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a scoring summary for this game and a quick preview of tomorrow's game, and then we're going to be done. But before I do that, I want to take a quick look into the live chat. Just tell you guys thank you so much for being here. BitDog says serve it up a can of corn. Can of corn. Let's see. Where is the game? There it is. The game summary. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the game summary. I'm looking for it. Oh, that's tomorrow's game. I got to do that in just a moment. That's tomorrow's game for the preview. I'll get to that eventually. All right. Astros win 10-2. You can go down here and see the Astros started off in the first inning from the get-go. They were all over it. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third, 2 runs in the fourth, a run in the fifth, 2 runs in the eighth. 10 runs total, 15 hits, no errors. The White Sox got 2 in the fifth, but that was it. 8 hits and no errors for them either. Burke gets the loss. He was behind from the get-go, 3-7. Gusto gets the win, had some milestones. Right over here you can see 6 full innings pitched, the first time he's been able to do that in the MLB. 7 hits given up, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. That's his total high for his MLB career. Just 1 walk today. Solid 6 innings performance of Gusto. Just what we need from him. Just 2 earned runs and then a solid performance by the Astros relievers. We had, if you look over here, you can see we had Gusto go 6, 2 earned runs. King went 1 hit, no earned runs. Okert, 2 innings, no hits, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts. Solid, absolute smurfly solid. 3 pitchers combined for 8 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts. Good, solid pitching performance. The poor White Sox pitchers, even though they gave up 10 runs, look at this, they only had 2 pitchers. They let Burke go 3.2 innings, gave up 7 runs. And then White came in, pitched 4.1. These guys pitched a ton of pitches. 144 pitches they threw combined. That's nuts. Poor guys. Let's go back up here and look at the massive scoring summary. In the bottom of the first, Altuve doubled the center field, scoring Paredes. That was the first run of the game. 1-0 Astros. Walker homered after that, scoring Altuve 3-0 in the first inning. The bottom of the third, Walker doubled, scoring Diaz and Altuve. 2 more runs scored, 5-0. In the bottom of the fourth, Pena doubled to left, scoring Cam Smith. 6-0 Astros. Again in the bottom of the fourth, Paredes doubled, scoring Pena. 7-0. Top 4 innings were just gangbusters, right? The Sox got on the board in the top of the fifth when Tauchman grounded out to second, scoring Rojas, and then Vargas singled to left, scoring Capra, bringing them within 5, 7-2, but those are the only runs they would get the whole game. Caratini in the bottom of the fifth grounded into a double play, but Diaz was able to score on that play, 8-2 Astros. In the bottom of the eighth, some of the Astros decided, you know what, we're not quite done yet. Melton singled to center, his first hit in forever, getting an RBI up the middle, scoring Caratini. 9-2 Astros. Paredes singled to center, another hit for Paredes today. I think he went 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a single. Scored Smith 10-2, and that's where the score would wind up. The Astros get to double digits today and destroy the White Sox like they should have done yesterday. Hopefully tomorrow will be a repeat of today's win at home in Daikin Park. But as it stands, the Astros have a full 4-game lead in their division. Heck yes. Now let's do a quick preview of tomorrow's game. Valdez is on the mound. Astros should be heavily favored in this game. Yeah, they are. 70%, 70.2% on the game trackers, you can see right here. Valdez is going to be facing Martin. Let's take a look at the comparison here. Martin is 2-6. Not very impressive on the win and loss. His ERA is 3.62. That's not terrible. But apparently the Sox aren't scoring runs to back him up. If you look at his stats, they're definitely not as good as Fromber's. He's got fewer innings pitched, but his hits are much higher. His strikeouts are like half of Valdez, and his walks are decent, kind of low. He's given up 11 home runs though. So the amount of hits and the amount of home runs that Martin gives up is really high for his innings pitched. Astros have a good opportunity to score 10 more runs tomorrow, in my personal opinion. Valdez only shows 6 and 4, but he is right now one of the best pitchers in baseball. That's it for me today, guys. Astros win. Thank you for being here. I'm going to type that into the chat. Thank you again for a great live stream, everyone. See you tomorrow, and go Stros. Tomorrow's game is at the same time as it was today. I hope you're able to come back. If you liked the live stream, thank you so much. Didn't quite get to 30 likes. Got to 28. But it was a really great live stream. Lots of fun comments. It was a fun game. Lots of interesting things going on. I'm going to try to get my scoreboard worked out today so I can have a nicer layout for you guys. I want to have all of the information updated so that you can see it. I've got what's called an API that basically pulls all the information from the MLB site and displays it on the screen. But the problem is it wasn't working properly today. However, I'm going to try to get that worked out. And if I'm able to get it worked out, then great. I'll get it worked out, and hopefully it's up and running tomorrow. And we'll just keep getting better together. How about that? But that's all for now. Much love to you guys. The only thing left to say, as usual, is Geaux Stros, and see you tomorrow.